Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Sunday. Welcome back. I hope you're having a fantastic weekend. Let's do another round of candle reviews. I'm going to have two for you guys today. The first one is obviously of the HomeWorx Scent Tiare Mango, and then the second will be of the Bath & Body Works Santorini Coast, which, by the way, that one came super highly recommended by so many of you. So I finally picked it up, and I want to share my thoughts with you guys, and also just say, just in advance, thanks for the recommendation, because that's amazing. So anyway, if you're interested in catching that review of Santorini Coast, obviously make sure that you are subscribed, and that way it should pop up in your subscription feed a little bit later on today. But let's go ahead and get into Tiare Mango from HomeWorx in this video. Okay, you guys, so this particular fragrance is available at QVC. I think QVC exclusively. I have not seen this one pop up at HomeGoods, Marshalls, TJ Maxx. I have not seen this at Nordstrom Rack. I have not seen it at Ulta. I think it's a Q exclusive. I do think there are a certain number of candles that maybe QVC requires as an exclusive for them. I'm not sure about all of the ins and outs of the HomeWorx and QVC partnership, but yeah, there definitely seems to be certain fragrances that cross over to the different, HomeWorx outlets, if you will, but there are a number that never show up at any of the other places that just remain available through QVC. I actually ended up with one of these because, and this is something that I wanted to mention, because if you have a friend who wants to go in on candles with you, this was kind of a good idea. So my friend Fiona, who is Wax and Facts over on Instagram, if you're not following her, you should. She's a lovely human being, just, in general, but also I think her reviews are really lovely, and she takes beautiful pictures. She does not have a YouTube channel, but you can find her reviews over on Instagram. Anyway, Fiona, turns out, we did not know this when we first connected on Instagram. We live like less than a mile from each other in the same city. So anyway, Fiona was like, hey, if there are some fragrances that you're interested over at Q, would you be interested in just splitting the sets of 2 with me, because I, like you, am wanting to whittle down my candle collection a little bit. Fiona had kind of gotten to the same place where I did with a lot of her candles, where she just has gotten really overwhelmed by the amount and is looking to scale back a little bit. But, she reviews candles for Instagram, so she wants to be able to buy one. But the problem with Q is that most of the candles, not all, but the vast majority from HomeWorx are available in a set of 2, sometimes a set of 3, depending on, what the package is or whatever. But usually it's a set of 2, and it's the set of 2 that really caused my HomeWorx collection to grow to a ridiculous amount over the years. So I am currently also in this mode of trying to whittle down my candle collection. So Fiona and I made the agreement that if there's ever a scent that we are both interested in, we would kind of trade back and forth purchasing the set and then split it up. And that way we each have a candle to review and enjoy. And then here's the thing, worst case scenario is if I really love the scent, guess what? I can just order another box. But in all likelihood, I think for the most part, this is going to be much better for me going forward. At least the fragrances that we both kind of have a common interest in. It will allow me to pick up the stuff that I want to review, but not have just like a ton of backups lingering in the various closets around my house. So if you have a friend who is also interested in candles, I would definitely recommend this little, it's not really a trick or a hack. It's just something that we were both like, this makes a lot more sense than buying a set of 2 when we are kind of unsure about whether we really like the fragrance or whether it performs well, that kind of stuff. So definitely, if you have a candle friend, talk to them and see if this is something that you're interested in. Okay, you guys, let's get into Tiare Mango. I have to admit, I'm really thankful that I did not purchase a set of 2 of this for myself, because I think this would have been one of the few times where I would have probably actually sent the candle back. And it is rare for me to take the time to do that. You know, if the scent is okay, then a lot of times I'm more than happy to just pop a candle that isn't performing properly, either under a lamp, or if it fits into a crock, I'll happily put it into a crock. With the Homeworx, obviously the lamp is my only other option. But this one here has like a number of things working against it. And like I said, had I like purchased the set of 2 myself, I think I would have sent it back as defective, because not only do I not like the fragrance here, but the strength in the throw is just not great at all. And it also has my least favorite label. I can look past the label, but why not just get started there? We will work our way from the outside in with this particular candle. I really don't care for this white band look that Homeworx continues to crank out with some of their candles. I think it is meant to make the candles look a little bit more elevated, maybe a little bit more sophisticated, but I think it looks kind of choppy, and I think it takes away from what a lot of us really love about the Homeworx candles, which, you know, besides the fragrances, a lot of us really like the labels that Homeworx chooses. And this one here, I think, was just a great image. It is just a pile of really ripe, juicy mangoes with some gorgeous tiare flowers kind of sprinkled about. Had it just been like the image as the label, I think that would have been really beautiful and summery and fun. But it just feels very broken up with this plain white like label going around, because there's like on the back, there's nothing else. Like there's just this little kind of section in the front here where you have the name of the fragrance, the brand and whatnot. But yeah, I don't know. Don't love the label. I can look past it though, and until we get to the scent itself. I'm not sure what I was expecting here. Well, here's what I was expecting. Harry loves to pair fruits with florals, and I love that about him because I love fruity scents. I'm not a huge floral person. I'm getting into them a little bit more than I am now, not actively doing flowers every single day of my life. I'm taking a break from my floral business. So I'm coming to enjoy flowers a little bit more, or floral scents a little bit more, because now it doesn't just remind me of work, right? Like before, flowers just meant work for me, which is great because I make good money as a florist. However, it makes me not enjoy flowers. Because it's just work for me, you know, like when people get their flowers, they're like, oh, beautiful, majestic, it smells so good, you know, but they did not just spend like the last 3 days of their lives, like putting together, you know, 25 table arrangements for this wedding, you know, 1 giant bridal bouquet, 7 bridesmaids bouquets, 15 boutonnieres, et cetera, right? So now that I'm kind of out of that phase of my life for the time being, I really am enjoying florals a little bit more, but I like them even better when they're paired with a fruit. So this is something that Harry does that I really like. I know some of you absolutely hate that. You want pure fruits or pure florals. I like the mix of the two. It just makes everything much more enjoyable for me personally. But this particular scent, you guys, it's rare that I think Harry misses the mark on a fragrance itself, but I do not even like this scent very much. Is it the worst that I've ever smelled in a candle? No. You know, it doesn't smell like hot dog juice. It doesn't smell like baked beans. But it's not what I was expecting. So let's get into the fragrance description here. All right, I have it pulled up on my phone. Okay, we have Tiare flower, a lovely tropical white, clean floral note. Tropical mango, which is a juicy, usually very sweet, intense, delicious flavor, right? I mean, do you not like mangoes? If you don't like mangoes, raise your hand. I don't think that I've ever met a person that doesn't like mangoes. I'm sure they're out there, and I'm sure someone will raise their hands, but I love mangoes. They're so good. Manoi petals, which again is just a beautiful kind of sweet but clean tropical floral. And then we have sea salted driftwood. Not a huge driftwood person, but I do enjoy that beachy, salty ocean air vibe. It's something that I have come to love a little bit more in the recent past. But you know what? This concoction here is just not doing it for me, you guys. It smells like oddly sweet, but then in a way not sweet enough. Like, I don't even know if that makes sense. Like, I'm smelling the lid right now, and I smell some like generic mango sweetness, but it just doesn't smell real. Like, this is a very, very fake mango. And I think that that's where it kind of starts to go wrong for me. I enjoy candied fruit scents, you know, where they don't necessarily smell like the real thing, but they smell like a more intense or sweeter or again, candy-like version of the real thing. I don't mind that. But this just barely smells like mango, and it has a weird kind of powdery undertone with the mango. I don't understand where that's coming from at all. I would not think that to be the driftwood portion of this, but maybe. The tiare and the manoi petals, they smell, how would I put this? It's not that they smell artificial, because you do get the floral notes, but I've smelled tiare fragrances from Harry in the past, and I think he's had a couple of other fragrances that have also had the manoi as a fragrance note as well, and it's usually done quite well, but it's not very, I don't know, it's just not a very nice manoi. It's not a very nice tiare flower. It's almost like someone reached into like the discount fragrance oil bin and was like, oh yeah, this smells like manoi, stick a couple drops in there. Oh yeah, I think this kind of smells like mango, let's put that in there. Like, it just, I don't know, this one's just a miss for me fragrance wise, and that's super, super rare. Normally, whatever Harry comes up with in terms of the different fragrance concoctions, I'm all for it. Like, I think if there's one thing that Harry continues to excel at, it is creating incredible fragrances. The performance is hit and miss. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys there. Like, we all know that that's the case. I don't need to harp on that. But the fragrances themselves are usually not a miss for me. This one, huge miss. It's oddly powdery. The florals don't really smell authentic. The fruit doesn't smell authentic either. And I'm not even getting much in the way of that like kind of salty, beachy ocean air vibe that I think very much makes sense in a fragrance like this. I'm just not getting any of that. And then to just kind of round out the negativity here, because why not? The strength in the throw, you guys, this one is, it's not as bad as the Hawaiian Islands candle. That one was pretty much unscented. Like, I know, and I'm aware, the strength in the throw have been a struggle for Homeworx, but they have never been unscented for me. There are a lot of people who have mentioned that their candles are like unscented, and I've always been like, yeah, I mean, definitely I've had some light ones, but this one here is pretty close to that. I'm gonna put the strength and the throw of this at around a 3. Like, it's incredibly light, and that is, I've never had it that bad before. A strength and a throw of like, you know, a 5 and a 6, that's kind of been roughly about the norm. But lower than that has not been the norm for me at all. And this one here, it's like they tossed something into the blend, something that doesn't smell super great. But then thankfully, I guess it's almost too light to really notice anyway. So that's okay. I don't Oh no, this is such a weird review for me, you guys, and I'm certainly glad that I did not get a set of 2 here. I mean, I could have probably, in fact, I think I would have definitely sent it back. Like, I would have driven my butt to the post office for this one. It's just not great. I would not recommend this one. I will go ahead and link it in the description box down below. If it is for some reason still available over at QVC, you can certainly check it out yourself, but it's not one that I really give my stamp of approval on, scent-wise, performance-wise, label-wise. This one is just not doing it for me, you guys. So I hate to, like, you know, I don't know. If things suck, it's okay. Sometimes that will happen. This is not going to be the thing that I'm like, okay, I'm not ever buying from Homeworx again. I understand that there are people out there that do, you know, if they have 1 or 2 bad experiences, they're automatically out. It's just not my personality type. I am someone who does tend to give endless chances and has that burned me in the past 100%. But, you know, everybody has their way of living their life. And for me, I do think there's some hope here still, and until I see that it is completely hopeless, I'm still gonna go ahead and purchase these and review them for you guys. So hopefully this was helpful. If you picked this one up and you had a better experience than me, definitely let us know down in the comments. But yeah, I feel like I haven't seen a lot of people talking about this one, and I'm actually wondering if that is because it is just not great in terms of performance or the fragrance. So miss for me here, but better luck next time. All right, you guys, I'll see you in the next one. That next video should be up in a few hours here. So like I said, make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.